extension. And you want to help them try to keep their
ROM.
knees straight. It's not locked, but straight. So keeping your knees straight, I just want you to bend down and touch your toes as far down as you can. From the waist. Good. And so we're looking for that 90 degrees of flexion. Okay, good. And then for extension, I'll have you just extend back. She's on fire.
Yo.
No idea.
And then for lateral bending, you'll stand behind them to observe for lateral bending. And so I want you to bend to the left as far as you can from your low back. Good. And then to the right. Okay, good. And then come back up. And then for rotation, you can either keep them standing and just stabilize at the hips. And I'll have you, and often it's good to kind of get their arms out of the way so that they don't whack you in the side while you're trying to stabilize. And I'll just have you twist at the waist as far as you can. Good. So you can either do that, or you can just have them seated, and in which case that will stabilize the pelvis and have them rotate. And so that will be our visualization for lumbar range of motion. Normal is that they have 90 degrees of flexion, 30 degrees of everything else, and it's symmetrical, pain-free range of motion. Anything that's hyper or hypomobile, particularly if it's unilateral, asymmetrical, that would be some abnormals, and you want to follow up and figure out what might be causing that abnormality. All right, so that's our range of motion. And let's do milligrams. You'll have a couple of things to be
What would you
practicing
follow up
first.
with to figure out?
And so you want to correlate it with all of your other orthopedic and chiropractic exams to see where that might be stemming from. And certainly your history is going to give you a lot of clues also. Yeah. All right, so let's have you lie on your back. And so for milligrams, we're going to have our patient lying on their back, supine, and we're going to stand observing. And what I'd like you to do is just raise your legs, both legs off the table, up to about here, good, and then just hold for 30, 40 seconds. Yeah, I've worked out, and you don't actually have to keep holding, but normally we wait for 30 to 40 seconds. And what would our true positive be on milligrams? The true positive milligrams is so dermatomal pattern going into the leg. So we're going to have that dermatomal pattern into the leg, and that will be our true positive, suggesting radiculopathy from a space-occupying lesion. So this is another intrathecal pressure test. And we want to not forget about our previous intrathecal pressure tests. Those still apply for the lower extremity as well. And false positive would be low back pain, right? So we're going to have that local diffuse low back pain from things like a sprain strain of the lumbars, or potentially weak abdominal muscles, and that also can create some of that low back pain as they're trying to lift up. Okay, good. So that's going to be lumbar range of motion, and then Milgram's test, looking for intrathecal pressure, space-occupying lesion, creating radiculopathy. All right, so let's have you guys do your range of motion and do Milgram's test.